This is Coy Mrs today's top 10 list. We are doing Ms. Kranau's 5th grade math class from 2025. This is my top 10. FCC, this is when you would have to get your planner signed because you did 2 sets of flashcards of multiplication, division, reducing fractions, and you have to get this done to get tickets. Checklist. Checklist is when we had to do a sort of things like reading math books, doing a different language, and all sorts of that stuff. Quotes. We had quotes during like the mornings and evenings. In the mornings of class, we would read them before we start. And then number 7 is math treats, is when you would have to do a extra credit paper. And then you could, if you get it done and you get a +2 on it, you would get to have a math treat, like a Pop-Tart, chips. Number 6, shout-outs. This is when, like, people who you think were doing a good job, you could write something down on the shout-outs and then give them, like, a compliment. Then 5, geoturkey. This was when we took shapes and then we tried to make it into a turkey, and then we had to write a paragraph with it about the turkey. Number 4, mathematician. I was Ronald Fisher and my partner was Maddie, and she did a pretty good job. And then 3, raffle. This was when Miss Kranau bought us like chips and a bunch of other cool stuff. Number 2, Pi Day. This was when we would learn about pi, like such digits as 3.14159. Number 1, monster cookie. This was when we had to think of a question that was really unique, and now I'll talk to you more about that. If you had to live with 500 penguins, what type would you pick? A, penguins with rabies. B, penguins that act like kids. C, penguins that can't find their kids. And D, penguins with ducks on their feet. I surveyed 10 people. You are probably wondering how I thought of this question. When I was looking around in my homeroom in Miss Nichols' class, I was looking at Gage's book and I saw a ton of penguins on the cover, and I was like, that might be a good thing. So, I told Miss Kranau later that day, I thought that D was going to be the biggest one with over 30%, but I was wrong. It was only 20%. The big hit was B with 60%. It was if you had to live with 500 penguins that acted like kids, and I had only 10% had D had A, and D had 20%, which I was surprised. Most of the reasons were less annoying, but there was some different reasons. One said it would be funny, and then another said make them live downstairs. Two people said that they could just deal with it, and one said they would be happy. 5 people said least annoying, and the winner was B with 60%. And that is today's, and here is my graph. And that is today of top 10 facts, top 10 favorites.